using Painterly from MAC to put base on my eyes. If you remember in my last video, I used Hydro Grip Primer and things got patchy, and I kind of want to test other things. I'm going to use some Singe Beauty for the first look. I'm going to use this one, EO2, and going to go into this color. Again, if you want to know what exact shades I've used, you can watch my other video. And this is going to go in my crease. But if I vaguely remember that this is Vine from Laminatrix. Love it. Look at this. You all know I'm not a huge fan of pastels, but this is such a pigmented pastel. I want to do a wintry, cool toned look. I'm now going to use this one. This is EO1, and I'm going to go into this one, which I believe is Wriggle from Terra Moons, but definitely check the other video to make sure. And I'm putting this in the outer V. Love it. Look at this. Such a beautiful shade. I'm not gonna obsess too much over the blending. I'm gonna do a lot more blending off camera. I generally do that. So this color, similar to other colors from Terra Moons, has a lot of fall off, but that's fine. So you can see a little bit of fall off on both sides. I'm gonna blend them out again a little more in a minute. But I want to pick this one, which is EO7, and I'm going to go into this color. And this is going to go under my lower lash line. It's a beautiful shimmer. I swatch all of these colors from close up in my other video. I really, really like this. But you know what I want to do? I want to add some warmth to this look. Yeah, I can do a very simple look and just do a shimmer, very simple shimmer like Tiara from Sydney Grace across, or a little bit more funky using one of these two. But I actually want to do something a little different, so I'm going to go into this one. Yes, beauties, it's going to be a mix of warm tones and cool tones, and this is going to come here. Beauties, you just gotta love the pigmentation of these Sydney Grace mattes. Okay, now I'm going to use a little bit of NYX. Yeah, I had lost my NYX glitter primer. That's why I wasn't using it in a little bit, but I found it recently. And this is going at the center here where the two colors meet. And I'm gonna go into the color that I used instead of Edward. And this is gonna go at the center. This is just an insane shimmer from Shine by SD. So this color is a little bit flaky, so I'm anticipating that it's gonna have some fall off, but I'm gonna clean up the edges on both sides. And we are done. Let me put a lipstick on, I'll be right back. Okay, beauties, I completed the look. Also quickly mentioning, I am wearing Toxic Sludge from Cleona on my nails. It's so vampy, I figured it really goes with the palette being purple and green. I also put their Real mascara from Benefit on my lashes and Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in Love Bug on my lips. And I really like the dupe. Let me know what your thoughts are on this dupe in the comments below. Now let me bring the camera close and show you this eye look from close up. For the second look, I already primed my eyes with Eye Prime. This is in shade 2 from Juvia's Place. Shade 2 is a little dark for me. I also have shade 1. Sometimes I mix them, but shade 1 is way too light. If you've watched my past videos, you already know that. Another thing just in general about primers is that primers usually work better on my skin because I really like tacky primers a few months after I purchase and open them. And this is one of those primers that I like, and it has gotten tackier with time. It was very oily at the beginning, so it's sort of becoming better and better and better, and then at some point they just turn it into some sort of like a Play-Doh. So like this one, the Putty Eye Primer from Elf which I used to have, and it's literally completely dried. I need to figure out how I can revive this. If you know, let me know. Anyway, too much information there. Let's jump in. Let's use this set. I actually don't know if you can buy these. This is Morphe's collaboration with Nyan. I bought these from TJ Maxx. I've continuously seen them at TJ Maxx, and if I see them again, I'm probably gonna buy another set because I really like them. And I don't know if you can buy them from Morphe itself, and Morphe is going bankrupt. I actually don't know, but they're good. I like these. And so we're using them today. I'm gonna go into this beautiful reddish brown, and beauties. I'm sure I said this as I was doing the first eye look, that I have another video where I tell you which colors I've picked for this palette, and that video is tagged in the description below. Now with this one, a smaller brush, I'm gonna go into this sort of browny, mossy sort of a color, and I'm filling this part out. You can take sort of a fluffier brush and blend this upper parts. Also blend where the two meet. Now I'm gonna pick one of these flat-headed brushes, and I'm gonna go into the red color, and we're gonna do red on the lower lash line. I'm gonna use the same brush, and now I'm gonna go into this lighter green color. Did I say red or green for my lower lash line? I feel like I said red, but I meant green. Did I say red? It always happens like that. I'm using this to blend that out. That I say something, but my brain is thinking a different thing. And then I watch the video and I'm like, why did I say that? Anyway, yes, I'm not using red, beauties. I'm not colorblind. I am using green. I mean, if I do colorful eye looks, you'd hope I'm not colorblind. And I'm just blending that darker green with this lighter green. Very nice. Now for the star of the show, I'm going to use a little bit of NYX's glitter primer, and this is going here. I originally wanted to use Courageous because I thought Courageous would really go with these colors, and it would, because Courageous has the neutral shift and the green shift. But now I'm like, let's actually do something a little bit different, a little bit dramatic. I'm going to go into Sarah's Beauties, and yes, I know you would not have guessed that I'm going to use Sarah's, but I am. And Sarah's is what's going to go over here. This is one of those insanely gorgeous colors. Like, what is going on over here is so pretty. Look at that. I'm going to bring the camera closer in a minute, but just let me quickly clean up this edge. Look at the shifts there. That's just insanity. So creamy, so beautiful, this Sarah's color. And you could always go a little further, put a little bit of Edward, or what was the name of this? Apex, I think, or Edward is the name that this is a dupe for, and or Below from Luxie in your inner corner. I think this, I don't want to take attention away from Sarah, so this is the final look. Let me go do the other eye off camera. I'll be right back. Okay, beauties, this is the final look. I also put a little bit of They're Real from Benefit. This was a sampler I got from Sephora on my lashes, and then a little bit of this. This is Sugar Cookie Melted Matte Lipstick from Too Faced. This was one of their Christmas edition. I have a lot of these. I need to use them. If you've watched my declutter video of my lips, you know that. If that video is up, I'll tag it below. Although I started with a different intention, I think it turned out amazing. I'm loving the shifts of Sarah's. I think it's really the star of the show. Let me bring the camera closer and show you this look. Okay, friends, back for the final look with my variation of Twilight and the Colourpop palette. I have already primed with Hydro Grip Primer from Milk. If you've been watching my channel, you know I've had some issues with patchiness with this. I think it's a little too liquidy. Either way, I already primed like 10-15 minutes ago just to let it sit a little bit to see if that makes a difference. I'm gonna use my Singe Beauty eye brushes for this look. Let's get started with this medium-sized eye brush, EO2, and I'm gonna go into the green one. And this beautiful green color is going to go in my crease area. I'm now using a flat brush and I'm gonna go into this green color, the light green, and blending the edge of the other green. Now I'm going to use the same brush, this was EO4, back into that light green, and I'm going to just blend it in my lower lash line. I was planning on using one of these three across my lids. And the reason I want to use the color across the lid instead of just using it on one particular surface is because these are very, very beautiful, multichromy, shimmery, metallic kind of colors. And you really want to use it on a large surface so that as you're moving, people can see the shift. The other thing is they're totally the star of the show. If you're using them on your eyes, they're going to attract some attention. So you want to make the most of using them. I think I'm gonna go with this one, Courageous, because that's my favorite. You know, I love things with a neutral shift. The other thing is that I have used some of these other ultra metallic multichromes from Touch of Glams in other eye looks that I did with other palettes, with custom made palettes, etc. But this Courageous color, I really need to use it. So we're gonna use a little bit of NYX's glitter primer, and this is going all across the lid. And now I'm going to go into Courageous and just dabbing it. I'm now going to use the smallest brush, EO7, in this one. The eye look that I have is pretty warm toned because we have the very light green that's warm toned, and then we have Courageous that has a neutral shift. So I want a warm toned color in my inner corner, and I'm using this one because there are not that many warm toned colors in this palette. But beauties, as I told you in the other video where I showed what colors I'm using, these warm tones that I've added to the palette really add a lot of versatility to the palette compared to Colourpop's version. Frankly, I was looking at my Aura Struck palette from Colourpop. It's one of the mega large 30 pan ones, and it looks very similar to the Twilight palette. So, you know, if you already have that palette, I wonder if you really need the Twilight palette. If you have both of them, let me know what you think. Okay, my eye look is done. Let me put on some lipstick. I'll be right back. Okay, beauties, this is the final look. I used a little bit of this ultra matte lip from Colourpop in the color Love Bug on my lips, and as always, they're real from Benefit on my lashes. I'm gonna bring the camera closer and show you this look from close up. Thank you so much for being here with me, beauties. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing before leaving if you like these kinds of videos. I have a whole playlist where I dupe different palettes and then I do eye looks with them. That playlist is going to be recommended to you on the screen. Have an amazing day, and until next time, bye!